Do you have an invisible festering wound because of trauma? The truth is that trauma is not just in your head. It leaves a real physical imprint on your body, affecting your physical, mental, and emotional health. Hi, I'm Alicia Decker, co-founder of Mended Light and a trauma advocate. This channel is all about healing from trauma so you can feel safe, whole, and worthy of love. Please join us and remember to subscribe and click the bell to be sure you don't miss a thing. Do you experience headaches, poor sleep, digestive issues, fibromyalgia, an autoimmune disorder, or pain in a certain area of the body that never seems to go away? Have you ever re-injured one area over and over again? This could all be indicators of trauma stored in your body. I'm going to challenge you to rethink your perspective on disease, pain in your body, or chronic health conditions. Even the word disease can be broken into dis and ease. Dis meaning against, and ease meaning rest. These are not illnesses to cover up with medication. I'm not saying medication is wrong, bad, or shouldn't be used. What I am saying is sometimes, instead of covering up a symptom, we need to look for a root cause. And it may even be emotional. Disease or health challenges are not an innate failure on your part. It is not your body betraying you, even though it may seem that way at times. It is really a cry for help. What do we do with experiences in our life that are painful, overwhelming, and so triggering that we don't even know how to handle it, let alone heal from it in a healthy way? Quite often, we bury it, or at least try to, literally or figuratively. We hide from the memory, never speaking or giving voice to the hurt or shame that we feel from the trauma. We pretend so that no one will ever know of the abuse, embarrassment, or humiliation we feel. Because what if our deepest fears are true? What would others think of me if they knew? What if that is who I really am? What if I deserve to be treated that way? The truth is, no one ever deserves to be abused, manipulated, shamed, or traumatized. The abuse is never justifiable and never your fault. Almost always, though, the abused person takes responsibility for the abuse and internalizes the shame. The abuse is not your fault or your responsibility. Healing, though, is your opportunity. Healing is your opportunity for growth, to be a person with incredible gifts, talents, and capabilities that also shows great love, understanding, and empathy for experiencing and overcoming hard things. Because almost all of us internalize abuse, we also hold that trauma in our body. In our culture, things are so compartmentalized. Many of us are unaware of how our physical health is intertwined with our mental and emotional health. If there is a trauma in our life and we try to bury it, it will manifest in a physical way, often as a disease, to call attention to the need for healing. This isn't done to punish you or for your body to further betray you. This is done to get your attention. I'd like to share with you what this has looked like for me. I've experienced a variety of traumas in my life, both physical, emotional, and sexual. My entire life, I have carried the tension in my body, specifically in my back and my neck. As a child, I was diagnosed with scoliosis. I was also hit by a Jeep while riding my bike home from school. I've laid down a couple motorcycles, injured myself cliff jumping, learned to walk again after a car accident. That, along with 2 hard marriages and a variety of challenges, I have had trauma after trauma. I got to the point in my late 20s, after my 3rd child was born, that I couldn't just keep ignoring the pain. I mean, it's not like I wanted to live with back pain my entire life, and I had since I was a child because of the scoliosis. I mean, I had looked for options. Surgery never felt like a right fit or a road I wanted to go down. And so I'd always done a lot of Pilates, yogas, chiropractic care. But there was a point in my life that was no longer cutting it. And so I was looking for options. And what I found was a massage therapist that was also trained in emotional release. And I became aware of the correlation between the physical pain and the emotions stored in my body. And there's this wonderful book called The Healing Questions Guide. And it's not going to be a solution to everything that you're dealing with, but it's more of a starting point. So I started going to that massage therapist, and we started going through the questions that correlate to pain in your back. I'm going to share just a few of what those questions looked like. There are a lot of things that you could do with this resource, but even just finding some time to journal, recognizing what emotions you're having that come up, and answering some of these questions for yourself, or questions that relate to your physical ailments in particular, is a powerful way to get started. So some of the questions I started asking myself is, what value is there in believing I'm alone or separate from those that I love? What will it take to feel more connected? How would my life be different if I could trust that I was supported? What am I afraid of losing? And is it true? What value is there in believing I need to do everything on my own? What would be a healthier and more interdependent outlook? What will it take to convince me that I no longer need to protect my heart? What am I hiding behind my back in fear of being exposed? What will it take to be more honest with myself and others? What value is there in believing I do not deserve support or that no one will ever support me? As you can tell from these questions, when it comes to back pain, as a generality, it is all about support and feeling supported. The affirmations that go along with these questions are, I am finding balance in my life. I release trapped emotions. I approach life with a balanced and equal view. I now have the support that I need. Now, your physical ailments might look drastically different than mine, but I wanted to share my story with you so you could have an understanding of what it could look like and the severity of what it could look like. When I saw a chiropractor in my late 20s, when I could no longer keep functioning through the pain because it was so high and I could no longer care for my children and keep doing my business projects, he was shocked. He told me that I had the skeletal system of someone in their 70s. I had bulging and herniated discs. I had fractures in my back. It was literally broken. But it was more than just my back that was broken. It was also the support that I felt in my life. And this is going to look different and individual for every single person. But what's important to know and to understand is that trauma does have an effect on our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And to truly heal from it, you will need to heal it on each and every level. If this video has been helpful for you, will you do me a favor? Please share this with a loved one who is needing support in their healing journey. Also, remember to subscribe, click the bell, and watch the next video. Until next time, keep shining. We need your light.